I want to talk to you about the experience I had with bipolar schizophrenia. I was diagnosed in 2018, but prior to me being diagnosed, I had went to the hospital. I was seeing things, I was hearing things, I was scared, out my mind. I couldn't control what was happening to me. I didn't understand it because I didn't know what was going on. And the first thing that I realized that I was scared of my own family, I had to seek help. Um, um, Living with schizophrenia is hard. Um, if you don't take care of your mental health, if you don't take care of your body, if you don't eat, if you don't sleep, that will cause problems for you. And it will put you in a state where you can't take care of yourself and you have to be put in a mental home. The first time I experienced it, I was working at a nursing home and I didn't have no days off. I worked every day and I was tired. I wasn't eating, I wasn't sleeping. Um I stopped eating for like a couple days, and then a couple days turned to weeks, and then it just was awful. I stopped realizing how to live. I became paranoid. I became scared of my family. I thought they were trying to harm me. I thought I was being poisoned. I didn't know what was real and what wasn't. I was hallucinating. It got to the point where it got real bad. And one morning I woke up scared to death of my kids and my family. And they had to send me to the hospital. While I was there at the hospital, I still continued not to eat or sleep or do the things that I'm supposed to be doing to take care of myself. I couldn't do none of those things. It got to the point where I was catatonic, where I couldn't speak or walk or talk or anything like that. I couldn't do any of those things for myself. And so it took the doctors a while to figure out what type of medications I needed for myself. So this happened around 2017. I quit my job prior to me going to the hospital. I quit my job thinking it was my job making me feel this way. But in the long run, it wasn't my job. It was me. I just stopped eating and I stopped sleeping. And I would stay up for days at a time. I wouldn't get no sleep at all. It stressed me out big time. It stressed me out so bad that I had to seek help. Um, it was a scary experience because the hallucinations that I was seeing, um, it was horrible. It was like um, someone telling me to kill myself, my family pointing fingers at me saying, it's me, it's me, it's me. It's like everybody around you knows you. They know your life, what you've been through, what you did in life. It seems like everybody's pointing a finger at you when you're hallucinating and you see things that's not really there, but you believe it's there. Um, I saw my children, like, they had black pupils, which scared me to death. I didn't know what was wrong with my children, but there was nothing wrong with them. But in my mindset, it was them like demons, and I was seeing everybody in a different way. and I couldn't control what I was feeling, and I just needed to get away. I was scared of my family. I was screaming, I was hollering because I was so terrified and scared that I didn't know what was going on. And it got so bad that they had to put me in the hospital. I stayed there for a month and a half. At first, I wasn't eating or sleeping there. I remember pacing back and forth a lot. Uh, I was stuck in my mind where I wasn't able to put grasp on her reality. I didn't know what was real and what wasn't. And the whole time that I was in that state, the doctors was trying to figure out what was really wrong with me. And when they first diagnosed me, they diagnosed me as bipolar 2. Um, they diagnosed me with bipolar 2. I really didn't believe it at first. I was like, what the heck? After a while, I got back to my normal self after they tried me on different medications. And some of that medication was not good. It had me, like, to the point where I couldn't even move or talk, or they had put me on different medications while I was there, and it took me a while to start eating again. And a little bit at a time, I started back eating. I started back sleeping. But the whole time I was in that hospital, I was not doing very well. I think, I don't know if I was close to dying. I feel like I was close to dying. With me not eating or sleeping for that long period of time, uh, it did a lot to my body. And at the time, I was smoking marijuana, and maybe it played a factor in that. I was smoking even though I wasn't eating, and that probably did it too. So, they had put me in a program after I got out the hospital to keep up with my mental health. Had me going to counseling sessions, making sure that I wasn't seeing anything like I was before, and I had stopped seeing stuff. So I thought everything was fine. Months later, down the road, I stopped taking my medication, and it happened again. But this time around, the same thing happens, but this time it's a little different. The day before, I was seeing a lot of stuff. I was watching TV, and the TV was talking to me and telling me to do stuff. I was watching the news, and the news was telling me to do stuff, kill myself, and all this stuff. And I, I felt like they were talking to me, like the TV was actually talking to me. And one morning, I decided to just take the car and drive. I drove far. I drove for like 45 minutes straight before I stopped. And something told me to park in the church parking lot and kill myself. So I did. I parked in a church parking lot. I found a church, parked in the parking lot, and pulled out a razor, and I was going to slit my wrist. But me still seeing everything as I was seeing it, I looked at the church billboard, and the billboard was like mocking me, telling me if I killed myself, no one's going to care about me anyway. So I had the razor in my hand. I had it against my wrist, and I was going to slit my wrist. But I was scared at that time, so I didn't do it that way. I said, well, there's got to be an easier way. So I didn't want to slit my wrist, so I decided to stuff the pipes of my car and leave my car on and die that way.